Simple strategies to improve your sleep. The night before competition, a lot of people are worried. A lot of people are overthinking. A lot of people are nervous. Our sleep is going to have a big impact on how we perform. We want to have a lot of energy when we compete. And if the night before we're up real late, we're going to be starting with less battery life than we should. So, simple strategies that you could use right away to improve your sleep right off the bat. Number one, aim for 8 hours of sleep every night. Consistency is key. You want to be consistently getting those 8 hours of sleep. Now, if you're not normally getting 8 hours of sleep every night of the week, and then you try to do it the night before competition, your body's not going to be ready for it. So really aim for 8 hours. And if it's just not possible, aim for as close to 8 as you possibly can. Go to sleep at the same time every night. We all have a circadian rhythm. We get in the habit of going to sleep at a certain time. We get in the habit of waking up at a certain time. So if you know that on a Saturday morning you have to get up at 6 o'clock to get that 8 hours of sleep, you have to go to sleep by 10 o'clock at night, right? So you want to start that in the beginning of the week. You don't want to wait till the night before. If I'm normally used to going to bed at 12 o'clock and I try to go to sleep at 10 o'clock the night before a competition, my body's not going to be ready to go to sleep. My mind's still racing because I'm not used to doing it. So get in the habit of going to sleep and waking up at the same time every night. Next, avoiding caffeine and sugar 6 hours before we go to bed. Right? Teas, coffees, things that have, caffeine. You might be a caffeine-free tea. That's okay. Caffeine-free coffee, maybe. Fine. Sugar and caffeine are going to keep us up. Biologically, it hurts us. So cut that out about 6 hours before you go to bed. Temperature of the room, generally speaking, this is a personal thing, but between 65 and 70 degrees, that tends to give us the best sleep. You have to find out what works for you. I find that if it's above 70 degrees, I start having more intense dreams. So I like to sleep a little bit on the cooler side. You got to find out what works for you. Don't just do it the night before competition. Pitch black. You want the room to be pitch black. So if there's any little blinking things that are going on, the computers, chargers, cover them up with a piece of tape. The TV, cover it with a piece of tape. You don't want to have these blinking lights. You want the room to be as dark as possible. Again, there's individual preference, but that tends to be consensus, one of the things that helps. Pitch black. Also, not looking at our computer screen or not looking at our phone screen an hour or two before we go to bed. Get into that habit. That's a tough one, but that's what's going to separate you from your opponents. You want to start shutting the mind down. When you have that bright light on your screen, yeah, there's a night mode. That's good to have your phone, shift your phone or your computer into a night mode where the lighting is a little bit easier. But really, an hour or two before you go to sleep, you want to start shutting down electronics. You want to start shutting down the TV. As best as you can do that, it's going to help you. Cold shower an hour before going to bed. That's a tough one because at the time when you're taking that cold shower, you're wide awake. But inside our body, the way it works, it actually calms us down, it relaxes us, we're ready for bed after that cold shower, or soon after that cold shower. So at nighttime, taking a cold shower is going to help prepare you for bed. White noise, having a fan, having an air conditioner, having something that's going on in the background that's going to help calm us down and relax. Sometimes having that steady stream of noise really helps us. I had a wrestler that for him, he lived out in the sticks, so for him, he would put on crickets, and he would hear that in the background, and that would help put him to sleep. Other people like the sound of running water or the ocean, whatever works for you. Having that white noise tends to help. Minimize work and reading when you're in your bed. Your bed should be for sleep only. Mentally, you want your brain and your body to link your bed with sleep. You don't want to link it with reading, with homework, with anything else. So really try to only get into your bed when you're going to bed. Now I get it. Everyone's in a different situation. That might not be feasible for you. So then for you, maybe sit up in your bed, but do not lay down until you're ready to actually go to sleep. So your mind and your body, when you lay down in bed, you know you're getting ready to go to bed. Having the proper mental links. Different things you have. There's a warning yawn. All of us have one big warning yawn. And once you have that big warning yawn, within an hour of that, that's your best time to go to sleep. So be aware of it. Be aware of it. You're going to get that yawn at some point in time in the night. You usually know about an hour after that is usually when you're ready to go to bed. It's your warning yawn. Look out for it. Next, some simple things we could do. There's a certain non-caffeine tea, traditional medicinals. It's called Nighty Night. That could help you. Having something like that before you go to bed. Also, the essential oils. They tend to be bigger nowadays. Lavender, having the smell of lavender, putting it on our hands, smelling it, or putting it on the bottom of our feet. It also tends to make us more relaxed. Also, you start getting into that habit when I smell lavender, Now I'm going to sleep. I'm getting ready for bed. So anytime we're building in that routine, it's really going to help. Other simple things for your room: keep your room neat and organized to the best of your ability. When we have a cluttered room, we tend to have cluttered thinking. Other things: keeping the doors closed, keeping the closets shut, so it looks like everything is set and everything is where it needs to be. If I have my dresser, all the drawers, all the clothes are coming out, they're open, and you close them, you feel like everything is more settled and everything's relaxed. So avoid the clutter. Also, some of the pictures we have up sometimes might look like pictures are staring at us. Minimizing the pictures that we have or facing them in different directions. So these are some simple tips. We also have other tips on the sleep worksheet. Make sure you circle the sleep tips that you could use right away. Simple things you could do could have a huge impact on your sleep. Mindset makes the difference. And that's a wrap for today's podcast. I'm Gene Zanetti from